Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, beautiful individual you. Today, I would like to speak about seeing the world in a fresh and wondrous and awe-inspired way is not lost when we go through childhood and become adults. It is just being hidden. It is dug deep down into, well, wherever we might believe that it is not necessary. But by removing such a vital part of our own inner being that, well, brings beauty, warmth, tone, music, brings a certain feeling of love to reality, despite all of the pain, because we truly need something to counterbalance the pain. For if we don't, well, let's see how much we can handle with pure pain. It won't last that long. And by having the right proper abilities for imagination, inspiration, and intuition. Imagination, pure thinking, allowing picture images to inform us when it comes to, well, any kind of topic really. Inspiration allows these image pictures to become alive, to become spiritual. Of course, one will first have to reach to the point where we can actually perceive and also come in contact with the higher realms. That we can not be given automatically anymore. We have to slowly but surely build our own being up, planting the proper seeds to the proper soil, giving it the proper nourishment and care and nurture so that it can actually stay healthy and stay, well, warm and caring. Because once you stop caring, once I stop caring, is when the world dies. That is when the inner world becomes completely blot naked for us, where we do not have the ability anymore to truly see goodness and beauty in the world. It requires us to truly, well, pay karma and be dignified about it. You know, human dignity, dharma, are at the attitude to karma. Because if we pay karma while we are kicking and screaming, we create more karma on top of that. When we take it with dignity, you know what I mean here, I show you pictures. When you do it with dignity, going through it, transforming it, without too much fuss, without too much hassle. Of course, we are not infallible, so of course it occurs. We have weak moments where we actually cannot do this. But having this in mind, knowing that we are capable of practicing and training this, and that our attention span and our focus and our consciousness can be strengthened immeasurably. So we can gain a better memory. We use our faculty in stimulation to keep it alive. If we would sit only in a chair and watching TV all day, our eyes would slowly deteriorate. You know why? Because we sit 2 to 4 meters away from the TV and we barely use our depth perception. The more we use our sight in the most flexible way possible, the more you preserve it, the more you strengthen and hold it alive. That speaks for itself. It's the same with your inner faculty for life, your sense for life, your sense for imagination, and for, well, warmth, spirituality, caring, actually participating within the spiritual requirements that it is demanded of us today to find out about these things, but not take any authority for it. Find out for yourself. You need to have the specialization. You cannot just follow along and believe that in these days and ages, people want to be forced to do these things, and it is not the way to go. Freedom is always, I cannot force or push you to do anything, just like you cannot force and push me to do anything. But the choice to develop, despite all of what is trying to counteract, hinder, and suppress it, that is inner strength, foundation. You hold to the path despite whatever comes in the way. So you are inmalleable in that sense, but you are enormously malleable and transformable and shapeable around everything else. It varies. You are still your core, your moral core, your center, your memories, your past lives, everything have culminated. Karma, destiny, everything culminated to you as an individual. That is pretty darn amazing. You are an amazing being that over many lifetimes down here on earth have come to the personality you are today. And that shouldn't be taken lightly. It is all about what do you wish to have in your personality? Is it optimal? Can we improve somewhere? Where can we improve? How do we begin? What kind of meditation techniques? What kind of proper practices do we do? Where do we focus our contemplation and reflection, our thoughts, feeling, and will? What kind of concept do we need to learn to be able to actually have a living, divine, ever-evolving organic cosmos? And so on. We need to ask ourselves the right proper question. Not like, how can we suck the universe dry of every little intelligence and life and form and wisdom and just make it dead, make it atoms. Well, in the end, it is all up to us what we do with what we know, with what we perceive and how we perceive the world. We have a lot of choice in it. And you have a responsibility to find out what the world is about in an objective manner. Because if you say there is nothing there, that is not objective, that is a bias, that is a standpoint. But the spiritual, the divine, is objective. It is the whole cosmos. It cannot be excluded from it. Not from physical matter, not from Maya. It is Maya, just in a form clothed in atoms, or in whatever other theory, lukewarm theory, we choose to fill it with. Fill it with life, because that is where reality lies. How it behaves, how it changes form, shapes, dies away, and then blooms again. How different cycles goes on in the animal, where it is a teensy bit reflected in our own being, but very little so. We are completely different from animals in that regard. We are not that connected to nature in the same way. Although we are connected to nature in certain ways, we have the substances from the earth and from nature, and we do assimilate nourishment from this earth to become earth beings. But we are not only this physical body of ours. We are the center, we are the ego, we are the spirit of this body that created this body with the help of the higher realms. So if you have some sort of insecurities about your body, remember, you created it. It is about how you shape it now. How do you wish your temple to be in this present moment? And yes, as I said, it might take 3 months. It might take 2 years, 9 years, 17 years, 38 years. Now I'm of course exaggerating extremely, because for those that listen to me, it won't take that long. I am sure of it. If you understand where I'm coming from and what my center core intention is, it is for you to be inspired and to find out and to be enthusiastic about life again. For we need counter forces to what is so destructive and, well, depressing and blatantly cannot be put into words, really. It's heavy on the heart, to say the least. To have the counterforce to balance out these things, because the more we go over to helplessness, the less we can develop as human beings, because we give away the power to be able to help in whatever shape and form we can. And only you can help in only the way you can help. And you should not need to, because no one forces anyone. But you should find out what you can do to help. Where is your strength? What can you do to inspire others to become a better human being? To over time, slowly but surely, shed away the fallibilities and strengthen our own inner foundation for morality, love, compassion, but also the 7 virtues, as I mentioned: justice, karma, judgment, discernment, fortitude or courage, the ability to push on despite being afraid and despite being nervous and scared and not quite being sure, but overcoming it gains courage. Courage is not absence of fear. It really isn't. It really is overcoming that, and despite the fear is not your master. So, and then you have carefulness or prudence, and then we have the higher faculties that are more in rudimentary seed form today: faith, love, and hope. And I'm not talking about blind faith. I'm not talking about willy-nilly love. I'm not talking about hope that tomorrow will be a better day. No. Faith is faith enlightened by knowledge, and the more knowledge you have to enlighten your faith, the stronger your faith becomes, and not vice versa. If it is vice versa, you are studying the wrong things. You're studying in the wrong area, for the Spirit pervades everything. It is everything, in many different shapes and forms. And a hierarchy plays within it and within us and through us. And it is about awakening that life again. And curiosity, wonder, awe-inspiring states of being, which comes through both worship, devotion, and gratitude. Something you have to sustain in freedom and overcoming what is blocking it. That means overcoming the feeling of lack, for gratitude overcomes lack. We are superabundant in all the changing conditions of our lives. There are far more to life than just the material. There are far more to life than just production. There are far more to life than just passively walk your life by as a passenger in your own car. So when you bring out your inner self outwards, purifying yourself, so you are not anymore ashamed of anything you have, whatever you might have there, but you can show all of yourself, because you have found out who you are and what your strengths are and where you can participate. You see, by knowing yourself, you become much more capable of living, of participating in life. And I will leave you with this today. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, ancient masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation, Godhead, Seraphim, Cherubim, thrones, Kyriadetes, Dynamis, Exousiae, or spirits of wisdom, spirits of form and spirits of movement and spirits of form, Archai, archangels and angels, bless, protect, guide, and love you on your amazing, unique path that is connected to the whole. And may you be provided for with all that you need to survive, live, thrive, and be creative and inspiring and helpful to others, and just being a sunshine wherever it is needed. Being the sun, a follower of the Christ, the sun being on earth, the sun God on earth, God on earth. And your heart will lead you to the proper experiences so you can grow, become stronger, strengthen your foundation for the beautiful, for the moral, and for the good, and for the true. And you get the sense for these things over time. And you quickly get to know that, yeah, I'd rather prefer this than that. And then the ball has started rolling. It is all about starting somewhere. And step by step, dipping your toe out into the ocean. Take your time. Patience is required. It might take a whole lifetime to heal, you know. But we do live many lifetimes. So take your time to thoroughly heal what is need to be healed. And not let others push you. Because they don't know you like you know you. At least when you have been doing this for a few years. That is why I mean, know thyself. Because when you know yourself, right? So, I love you. Thank you. See you. Have a beautiful weekend and see you on, well, next week. Goodbye.